Is everything just made up to be a game and they're testing what people can do? That's so illegal. They don't care. They just think that they're the bigger society. Who even made laws? The person that made laws is probably higher than the law itself. And that they can break any rule that they want because they made the law. And if that person was still around, you think they would be billionaires, even trillionaires, and have so much money that he could do whatever he wanted in life. And person that gets $100,000 a year would have to take 96 years in order to catch up to Bill Gates. And how come Bill Gates is an owner of the Xbox console and Microsoft? How come he makes so much money off it? And he just buys other things, and that one day Bill Gates will own everything, even the government itself, if he racks up lots of money. Eventually, people can buy the moon, or Earth, or even planets. One day, $100,000 won't even be much to someone, because the average person will have like $1 billion in their bank account. And how is America in debt if they make the money? Isn't that kind of weird? How America's in $15 trillion in debt, even though they make money. They literally make the money themselves. And how come you can only get a $2 bill in a bank? Like, why? Is that like, does that have to happen? And how come people care so much about paper when they can just chop down a tree and make their own money? How come the dark web's a thing if the FBI can just go into dark web and just, if the FBI can track down everything, why don't they just go into dark web and shut down those websites? How come they can't just do that instead of letting them happen? How come everything's just a lie sometimes? No one's actually feeling enjoyment. It's just our bodies having emotions. It's not really us doing any work. And we just think because it's the only way that our brain works. If we didn't have a brain but we're still alive, we wouldn't feel any enjoyment in anything. And if someone made a funny joke, we wouldn't laugh about it because it actually wasn't funny and it was just our sense of humor from our brain. And everything would be removed and everything would be dull but actually be nice. If everyone was smart, like the most intelligent people are always the darkest and always the quietest, the person that always has another story to their side, but is always one of the weirdest or anything like that has a unique personality, but will never actually get anything successful in life because of how the government works and how much it needs to get paid for. And how come the person that made schools was poor? How come if one person made the government, wouldn't they own the government? And if that guy's dead, if he was still alive, wouldn't he be able to do anything at his will, even though he wouldn't be above the law? And if the guy that made the law met each other and the guy tried to break the law, what would happen to him? What would he just die because the person that made the law ordered him to, because he broke the law? And he took that very offensively. How come one person made life? If that person was still alive, the first person on Earth was actually still alive, what would be him right now if he knew that everyone on Earth that was a human would be related to him? and everyone would be his brother and sister because he made life itself. He made the humans a thing by breeding with another human that was a female. Which about it? How come humans just randomly appeared in a cave out of nowhere? Once humans were just a bacteria, and now then we grew into a more unique cell without getting eaten or wiped out because we were smart bacteria cells, or just smart cells in general. And some of us is made from space because we get touched by things out of space because they fall down on Earth and crumble up and go to the air and become some of the air. So we breathe that in, and sometimes it stays in our body, just like oxygen and hydrogen. What would happen if nothing happened, if everything just stopped?